All right, welcome back. Thank you. This is the second ever YouTube video that I've made, and it is just about a week after I posted the very first one. Today is Monday, January 6th, and I plan on recording on Mondays and uploading on Thursdays because as I learn how to edit, that will give me a little bit of time between recording and posting, even though for now, it's going to be one take attempts on my laptop, so we'll see how this goes. I have some notes with me today because I wanted to share not necessarily the details of my budget yet, but the rules and sort of the overarching way that I plan on making my goals this year. My financial goal is to use at least 75% of my net income towards my debt. The only debt that I have right now, and I'm really grateful, the only debt that I have right now is my student loans. However, it is significant. I currently owe just over $46,000, and my income in 2019 was just over $24,000. So I do work with a small income. This year I should make a little bit more because I had a small raise recently, and I also have several side jobs that pay a little bit of cash, dog sitting, cat sitting, a few cleaning jobs for some elderly people, which are actually really fun to do. They're nice. Um, so I make a little bit of extra income, and this year I'm going to count all of that as income, and then try to use at least 75% of that towards paying off my debt. And the way that I'm going to do that is basically, it seems like what people on YouTube would call a low buy. I'm not going to spend much on myself at all, um, which was already the case, but we're gonna do even more this year. So these are my low buy rules that I will abide by this year, and I'm really grateful this is already working. By knowing that I was going to record something, I didn't do any impulse buys in the last week, which is great because impulse buys have always been my nemesis. I can justify spending a few bucks on just about anything. Actually, that's not true. My main temptations are sparkling water and pork rinds, and little snacks, little goodies if I get hungry during the day. And working at a grocery store, of course, I'm surrounded by little snacky things. Um, so resisting that all day long can be hard. And the solution is, of course, to plan for it. The solution is to pack my lunch and bring it. And the solution is to not have access to my money, which is my first rule of the low buy that I'm going to get started on, is that I will be leaving my money at home. Um, I will leave my debit card at home, I will leave my credit card at home, and I will not carry any of the cash that I have. And so that will prevent those impulse buys, plain and simple. And it's definitely worked so far this week. It also reveals to me how often I actually might give in to an impulse buy. Um, Even when I carry my money, obviously I don't give in to every impulse, but I give in more than I want to. So not carrying the money, not having it as an option, is safer for my budget, and it shows me more. It makes me kind of sit with it a little bit more every single time that I have that impulse. Another rule for the year is that I will not do any shopping online. I already do very little, but no shopping online. I will not rent any movies, so I'll be watching maybe what streams for free. Um, I will not be subscribing to anything. Now, that might sound like a contradiction, but I'm included on another person's Amazon Prime account, and I'm grateful that they're willing to do that for me. Thank you. And my housemate subscribes to a few things, and so I might be a little bit of a mooch, but I'm not going to be paying for any subscriptions or rentals myself. Um, I can do free trials, maybe with HBO or something like that, but I will put in my planner to make sure I cancel them in time before I'm charged. And I've actually done that successfully many times in the past. It's a nice little trick. That's how I got to watch Game of Thrones. um, my third rule is to use up every last bit of the things that I have before I replenish them. So a couple days ago, I did a full sorting through all of my personal care products, and so I know what I've got, and that helps because then I won't accidentally buy one that I don't need right now. So I know exactly what I've got, and I know that I won't buy any more until I need to. Um, and what was I going to say about that? Oh yeah, I can dumpster dive and I can forage, which to me means maybe in the secondhand stream of things, going out the back door of the store I work at when things are the wrong product for us and they're going to get donated. Of course, I want a lot of those things to get donated, but sometimes they're in rough shape and we actually don't want to donate things to people to make them feel bad that they're getting shoddy, secondhand, not wanted goods. But when those goods are designated such, maybe I'll use them if there's something that I want to use. Um, and then when I need to replenish personal care items, I can use my food budget. My food budget for the month is $120. And I mean, I'm single, it's just me. I have a very simple way of eating. I eat the same meal all the time, which some people might be horrified by, but I eat the same meal all the time. It's very easy. And so I know that $120 a month is more than enough. So I can use some of that budget when I need to buy like a bottle of shampoo or toothpaste or something like that. And so then never in a month would any of my personal spending for food or myself exceed $120. That's it. Let's see. The next rule for myself is that I can buy anything in my budget up to the amount that I've budgeted for it. It's a low buy, not a no buy. And since I sometimes, impulse buying has been my struggle, I don't want to just not buy things. I have to not buy things. But then if there is room in my budget for something that I would like, and I have planned for it, I'm going to buy it. I already live in a very frugal and restricted way, and I don't want to make that feeling of restriction become something that I resent. So I can buy things if I've budgeted for them. I can. I can go to the doctor or the dentist or an optician if I need to. This is not a wreck my health year, this is a low buy. And so if I need to, I will go. If I end up needing a prescription, I will get it. Most of the time, I don't need those things, which is great. And I take good care of myself because it really stinks to go to the doctor and you haven't used up your deductible yet for the year and you just have to pay out of pocket basically. I mean, I know it isn't exactly how that works, but it really sucks to pay. So I try to stay healthy. And then this is sort of a rule that's just in my world. The store that I work at encourages us to reduce our fossil fuel use by not driving if that works for us. And they do that by giving us a punch card. And when you walk to work or ride a bike or use some other kind of alternate transportation, you get a punch. And after you've had a certain number of punches, I think it's 15 or 20, then the card is worth $10 at the store. So it's great. Every month or so, actually a little more frequently than monthly, I earn one of those because I walk to work every single day. It's about 8 blocks away. It's not hard. And so when I get those $10 tickets, it's only good at the store. I can use it for whatever I want, which might mean pork rinds. And then my last rule, and I stated all of these in the positive for myself because I want to keep this whole year positive. I do earn some money, like I said, doing some side gigs. I clean and I pet sit, and do things like that. When I'm asked, I usually take the job if I have the time. So I can spend cash from those side gigs if I'm 2 months ahead on my rent. So this takes a little bit of work front loading that rent. And I'm already at least 1 month ahead, which is great. And soon I'll get paid again for some cleaning, and that will get me even closer to ahead for the next month, March. But once I'm at least 2 full months ahead on rent, then it's okay if I use my side gig money for something that I want. And of course, side gigs don't pay a ton, so it limits the amount of damage I can do. And if I so choose, maybe I will put that in my bank account instead and use it to pay debt. But I wanted rules that helped me limit, and mostly the main rule that helps me limit any impulse buying is just leaving my money at home so that when I spend money, it's planned. Um, so yeah. Oh, and I forgot to mention that when I do spend money around town here, what I really like to prioritize is spending my money at local businesses that are not chains. Um, because I'm starting to get to know, it's a small town, Sandpoint's small, and I'm starting to get to know a lot of the people who own local businesses, and I want to support them. And I also really appreciate that they employ a lot of local people, my new friends, and my neighbors. So I want to keep my money circulating here as much as possible. So sorry, Starbucks. I'm gonna go to Evans Brothers, but that's better anyway. So yeah, that is what this year will look like. And thank you for listening. And I will see you in a week. And I will have not spent any money. Thanks.